Daily Dose of English presents Daily English Idioms. Part 77.
Sign of the times. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning a phenomenon or event that reflects the current state of society. Examples. The rise in unemployment is a sign of the times. The increase in online shopping is a sign of the times. The rise in homelessness is a sign of the times. Money is the root of all evil. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning that money can often lead to bad things. Examples. He believed that money was the root of all evil. She thought that money was the root of all evil. They said that money was the root of all evil. Kill two birds with one stone. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to do two things in one action. Examples. I was able to kill two birds with one stone. I saved time and money. He killed two birds with one stone. He solved two problems at the same time. She killed two birds with one stone. She finished two tasks in one go. Under close scrutiny. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to be watched or examined carefully. Examples. The student was under close scrutiny by the professor. The suspect was under close scrutiny by the police. The employees were under close scrutiny by the boss. Tread water. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to stay in the same place or position. Examples. He was treading water in his job. He wasn't making any progress. She was treading water. She was stuck in the same place. They were treading water. They weren't going anywhere. Win by a nose. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to win a race or competition by a very small amount. Examples. He won the race by a nose. She won the competition by a nose. They won the game by a nose. Get off the hook. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to avoid a difficult situation or responsibility. Examples. He was able to get off the hook when the charges were dropped. She was able to get off the hook when she was given an extension. They were able to get off the hook when the deadline was extended. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning that something has happened and that is the way it is. Examples. That's the way the cookie crumbles. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You just have to accept it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You can't change it now. Face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to have a very angry or annoyed expression on one's face. Examples. He had a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp when he heard the news. She had a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp when she saw what had happened. They had a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp when they heard the announcement. Bated breath. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to wait with anticipation or suspense. Examples. We waited with bated breath to hear the results. She waited with bated breath for the announcement. They waited with bated breath for the verdict. Turn the tables. Meaning. This is an idiom meaning to reverse a situation so that one is in control of it instead of the other. Examples: he was able to turn the tables and take control of the situation. She was able to turn the tables and take control of the meeting. They were able to turn the tables and take control of the conversation. Like a fish out of water. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to feel uncomfortable in a new or unfamiliar situation. Examples: he felt like a fish out of water in his new job. She felt like a fish out of water in the new city. They felt like a fish out of water in the new school. Get out of hand. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to become chaotic or uncontrollable. Examples: the party got out of hand and the police had to be called. The meeting got out of hand and nobody knew what to do. The situation got out of hand and it was impossible to contain. Laugh all the way to the bank. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to make a lot of money. Examples: he was laughing all the way to the bank with his new business venture. She was laughing all the way to the bank with her new job. They were laughing all the way to the bank with their investment. Ahead of the pack. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to be better than the others or ahead of the competition. Examples: he was ahead of the pack in the race. She was ahead of the pack in the competition. They were ahead of the pack in the game. Fight tooth and nail. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to fight very hard or use all of one's resources to achieve something. Examples: he fought tooth and nail to get the job. She fought tooth and nail to get into the school. They fought tooth and nail to get the promotion. Goose pimples. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to have a physical reaction of fear or excitement. Examples: he got goose pimples when he heard the news. She got goose pimples when she saw the ghost. They got goose pimples when they heard the scream. Step into the breach. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to take on a difficult task or responsibility when no one else will. Examples: he stepped into the breach and took on the responsibility. She stepped into the breach and took on the challenge. They stepped into the breach and took on the task. Get on one's nerves. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to annoy or irritate someone. Examples: he was getting on my nerves with his constant complaining. She was getting on my nerves with her nagging. They were getting on my nerves with their rudeness. In a stew/get into a stew. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning to become very worried. Examples: he was in a stew about the outcome of the election. She was in a stew about her exam results. They were in a stew about their job interview. Out of the question. Meaning: this is an idiom meaning that something is not possible or allowed. Examples: going to the party was out of the question, I had to work. Traveling overseas was out of the question, it was too expensive. Leaving early was out of the question, I had to stay until the end. Today's idioms were sign of the times. Money is the root of all evil. Kill two birds with one stone. Under close scrutiny. Tread water. Win by a nose. Get off the hook. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Bated breath. Turn the tables. Like a fish out of water. Get out of hand. Laugh all the way to the bank. Ahead of the pack. Fight tooth and nail. Goose pimples. Step into the breach. Get on one's nerves. In a stew / get into a stew. Out of the question.